Usable energy is essential for any community. In Salt Lake City, there is a heavy dependence on greenhouse gas-emitting fuels for energy. These sources tend to be non-renewable. Salt Lake City should be able to provide energy at competitive rates while increasing the use of renewable sources, reducing non-renewable sources, and limiting environmental impact. Energy can be expensive. Our goal is for Salt Lake City to make energy affordable enough to draw and retain residents and businesses, while still making enough money to keep up with maintenance and encourage conservation. There are several means for achieving this goal that we will implement. Increasing investment in new energy sources will allow for more and eventually cheaper renewable energy. Increasing the price of non-renewable energy sources will also help increase investment and interest in renewable energy sources. Remaining responsible and reining in on wasteful spending will also help achieve this goal. By 2050, we hope to have Salt Lake's cost of energy below both the national and regional averages. In addition to costs being below average, we are striving to have renewable energy cheaper than non-renewable energy. We hope to have the renewable energy account for 75% or more of all energy usage. Energy production can have a significant environmental impact. Our goals are to reduce pollution and waste from energy generation and use. This can be achieved through new energies that come from renewable sources. These include, but are not limited to, wind, solar, and hydrothermal in the Salt Lake City area. Increases in efficiency should make this very feasible, along with any new technologies discovered between now and 2050. By 2050, we plan to have reduced fossil fuel use to less than 15% of all energy. This should also reduce greenhouse gas emissions to a level that match the population's allocation of the Earth's yearly carbon absorption. Today's society, especially in the United States, relies heavily on electricity. Our energy plan includes encouraging individuals to utilize renewable sources and ensure enough capacity to provide energy to all residents. This can be achieved through education of businesses and citizens and incentivizing residents to use less. Utilizing new technologies will increase energy efficiency and overall production and help achieve this goal. By 2050, wasted electricity will be down 25%. Water is also a key component for our ways of life. Salt Lake City has a relatively sustainable water usage already, though some improvements could certainly be made. They should be able to provide sufficient water to all residents at competitive rates and not degrade or deplete water resources. Water is a commodity, therefore it will cost money. Our goal is to keep costs high enough to maintain the system and encourage conservation while keeping them low enough to not scare away businesses or residents. This can first be done by cutting out a lot of bureaucracy and being responsible with allocating capital resources. Lowering the total usage and demand for water could also help in this respect. Therefore, we hope to reduce wasted water by at least 10% by 2050. Planning ahead for future maintenance and improvements now will allow costs to be calculated for these projects. The price of the water should be at least enough to pay for the projects, and water in Salt Lake City should cost less than the national and regional averages by 2050. Fresh water is a limited resource, and therefore we should protect it. Our plan reduces pollution to the environment and more effectively cleans water while not depleting current water resources. This is achieved by utilizing new, safer, and better equipment to clean the water. Some of this equipment will be ultraviolet disinfection equipment, which will increase the capacity to treat water as well as the storage for untreated water. At least 75% of current chlorine-treated water should be switched over to ultraviolet-treated water by 2050. Increasing the time in activated sludge basins will also dramatically help. By 2050, the 5-day carbonaceous biological oxygen demand of wastewater will be less than 2 milligrams per liter. We also want to ensure that less than 0.1% of wastewater goes untreated. Society demands water because people need water to survive. With our plan, Salt Lake City will be able to provide clean and drinkable water to everybody, as well as protecting people from water-based tragedies. This will be achieved by increasing clean water available from treatment plants and creating public areas that could limit effects from disasters. We also want people to be responsible with their water usage so that we will always have the clean and drinkable water we need. Therefore, after 20,000 cubic meters of water is used per person per year in each household, the price of water for that household will dramatically increase. Creating at least 2 parks that can capture a 25-year rainfall event will help with the disasters. We will measure the safety of our water treatment plants by comparing them against a 0.0001% illness rate from waterborne diseases. While water is important in Salt Lake City, it is of equal or greater importance in Asunción, Paraguay, since it is a developing city. Many Asunción residents do not have access to clean water, and even fewer have access to sanitation. This is a very correctable problem, however, that we hope our leapfrogging solution will help with. They have plenty of water to use and still be sustainable, they just do not utilize their resources well enough. Our goal is to make adequate clean water available to all residents within a 5-mile walk and provide residents with a sanitation system. Our plan is an expensive solution, but it will provide long-term reliable water to the people of Asunción. Such infrastructure projects are necessary for development and will aid the city greatly in the future. Our idea is to build water towers in a central location among residents to regulate water pressure and provide a buffer for varying water levels. Water will be extracted from the rivers and aquifer nearby. Once the water has been treated and put into the water tower, it will then be pumped through an overhauled version of the existing system that will use buried pipes to distribute water. On these pipes at regular intervals, there will be connections that can be metered for household and business use. Separate pipes will take away the waste from the residents and be extensively filtered before mixing with the water and being extracted again from the sources. This will push past a long, trial-ridden development period of water infrastructure and into a solution with plenty of water for everyone. This will be paid for by charging the consumer based on the usage of water and some federal grants for improving infrastructure.